Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Adam Talks Too Much, the show where we discuss all things movies, TV shows, streaming, and video games. And today we actually are talking about a couple of those things for the first time ever. So let's get underway with introducing our awesome panel, which is first up, writer-director Brandon Bonnette, who also, you may have seen him at Ralph's Records. Say what's up, Brandon.
Hey, what's up, guys? So excited to be back. And I just got a notification that we just went live. So, all right. So excited to be here. Excited to talk about this.
Awesome. And next up is a good friend of mine who's the guitarist for Lowlifes in our regional, or whatever you want to call it, Star Wars dude. It is Jackson.
Hey, guys. It's Jackson. Star Wars tattoo.
Nice. And it's the vocalist for Avenue and our MCU comic book guy. It is Zach. Say what's up.
Hello. How's it going? Excited to be here.
All right, so today we're running down a couple of cool topics. First off, we're going to be talking about the trailer for the new Star Wars game called Jedi Survivor. We're going to be talking about Todd Phillips possibly helping out DC. And also Obi-Wan. It's the biggest premiere in Disney Plus history. And if we have a couple time at the end of the show, we're going to do this kind of random fun topic, but we'll get to that if we get to that. So first off, let's talk about the new trailer for Jedi Fallen Order. Was the first one, but this is the trailer for the sequel, which is Jedi Survivor. What did you guys think about the trailer? Did you guys watch that trailer? Have you guys played Fallen Order? Let's start with you, Jackson, and your thoughts on this sequel coming up.
Yeah, well, I've never seen Star Wars.
Hey, you sound like me.
I don't know anything about it. No, I loved Fallen Order. It was like my favorite game of the last year. I played it all the way through, I think, twice or three times. So I was really excited. I didn't know that we were going to get a trailer. I'm always stoked for Celebration every year. So I didn't know we were going to get a trailer for Survivor because I didn't think it was going to be coming out for a while. But it looks awesome. There's a lot of really cool mysteries that it kind of sets up. It doesn't, of course, it's a teaser, so it's not going to show you everything that's going on. But I loved the what looks to be like the villain character. I thought it was the Grand Inquisitor for a minute, but I think it's actually a different character because it sounds like it's voiced by what's his name from the Fish movie, the Guillermo del Toro Fish movie. What is his name?
What is his name? Mike
Skywalker. He was General Pride, the guy that's the general. Oh, I can't believe I'm spacing on his name. He's so good.
He's in the Shape of Water.
He's an amazing actor. His voice is very apparent. You know it's him. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's not the Grand Inquisitor. So, Richard E. Grant. That's his name.
Nice.
Richard E. Grant. He is he's voicing it, so I don't think it's that character. It's just another Powin. But I am excited to see where that goes. It looks like Cal loses his lightsaber at some point, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's someone in a bacta tank. So
yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a mystery. Perhaps the survivor. I don't know.
Oh, but, yeah. Because you would imagine it's him, but maybe that is.
Yeah, right. I know. But yeah, I'm really excited to play it. I loved the first game a lot. I'm excited to see where they go from here with it. What kinds of things will change and where the story's going.
Nice. Zach, have you played the first one at all?
So I haven't played the first one. I really want to. I haven't had the opportunity. But watching that trailer makes me want to get it so I can play it and then I can get this because that trailer was really, really good.
Yeah.
How far video games have come is insane. So I'm excited. I want to see From Jackson. I mean, we're playing it like the gameplay was pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
great.
it's always difficult with lightsaber fighting games because it's hard for it to just be a hack and slash.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of really nice like blocking. It's got a lot of the gameplay is really well thought out.
It is. It's got like parkour elements of like running up walls, and then you got your abilities to like push people, pull objects. It's really smart in its gameplay, and it's probably, I would say, I mean, I don't know what you think, Jackson, but it's probably one of the best Star Wars games ever made. At least in my opinion, it was.
I think so too. Absolutely.
Quality of story, quality of just gameplay. It's top tier for sure. And this looks like a step up above that. Brandon, I know you haven't played it, but what are your thoughts on the trailer?
Man, trailers are getting really good for games. Love how you said Jackson's our Star Wars guys. We got Zach, who's our Marvel guy. I'm a movie guy, man. I love movies, and I'm always 2 consoles behind as well. I wait till they get cheap and then I buy them, and so I'm still playing. I just beat Borderlands on PlayStation 3, so that's how far behind I am. But no, man, like it looked awesome. It made me really like, I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation 5 here pretty soon or something. Like, I've already got games at the store that I work at that I'm saving for when I do actually upgrade my systems. But man, like, just echoing what Zach said, where they've gone with video games, it's like a movie now. Like, I really need to jump on this bandwagon.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, games have really, I mean, I was just playing today Red Dead Redemption 2. It is one of the best story games of all time, with The Last of Us and this game and Spider-Man on PS4. I mean, these games are just gone like to another level of storytelling, which is fun because you can actually play, which, interesting. So anyways, oh, sorry, go for it.
Sorry, no, I just recently played the Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah.
Oh my, amazing. Oh, it was, because I'm not, when it comes to like sword games and like, I like games with really good story, like The Last of Us, Uncharted. I played all 3 or all 4. Was it all 4?
Yeah,
all 4. I like it, amazing. And this game absolutely blew my expectations out of the water. So that's one of the games, and so that's why I want to revisit, the Fallen, the first Star Wars, is because
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. And so,
have you played Spider-Man on PS4?
Yes, it's incredible as well.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite games.
I know, seriously, it's just so good. Brandon, you got to get a PS4 for so many reasons, including that.
Yes, I know. I'll get to it. It's on my bucket list of things to get.
It's gonna be 2030. He's like, guys, just got a PS4. The PS19 just came out.
What did I play? I played. Oh man. Might have been Borderlands, and I was up at the store, and the guys were talking. It's like, dude, you're always a decade behind on video games. And I was like, oh man, at least I get to them. I still play my PlayStation 2 every day. So
you come in the record store and you're like, hey guys, I just played this sweet new game. It's called Ocarina of Time. Have you heard of it? And everyone's like, yeah, it came out in like 1998.
I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's pretty indie, so yeah.
Oh yeah,
this Resident Evil game. It's really interesting.
Anyways, that's probably a good spot to wrap up that conversation. The trailer looks awesome. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad we could finally talk about a video game topic on this freaking show. So I just had to throw a topic in there that I know. I mean, it's good to know that Jackson and Zach are more gamers than I thought they were. I wasn't sure about that. So it's good to know that you guys play games. So cool. So
I play all Star Wars games.
What do you play?
All Star Wars games.
Mostly Star Wars games.
That's all you play.
I will say I played
Wars.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and that game was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aren't they doing a remake of that game?
They are.
Yeah, nice. You got to get a PS5 or 4 for that, Brandon.
I know.
All right, on to our next topic, which is also a Star Wars topic. It is that Obi-Wan's premiere on Disney Plus was the biggest premiere. I feel like every time something comes out, it's always the biggest something, right? It's always like, it's the biggest premiere on Disney Plus, or it's like the biggest premiere on a Friday that was on a second. It's like the second day of the month. It's like always something, the biggest something. But anyways, Obi-Wan Kenobi is the biggest opening, or the biggest premiere for Disney Plus, which is awesome for that show and for those creators, because it looks like a cool show. I haven't seen it, so if you guys have seen it, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Let's start with you, Brandon.
I've seen the first episode. I actually watched it because you made this announcement. You told us what we were talking about. I should probably watch it. So I did watch the first episode. One thing it gave to me, just seeing Ewan McGregor back, awesome. Like, you've already sold me there. This being their biggest thing, I get it. Like, this is something we've all kind of wanted. We just didn't know we wanted it. That said, I miss my Star Wars movies. Like, I want an Obi-Wan movie. Like, and I know I've had arguments with people. They're like, but now you're getting like an 8-hour long movie. I was like, I still like my plot, my act structure, my first, second, third.
Sitting in a theater.
Give me the story, 2.5 hours. Hell, give me a 3-hour long Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. But that said, it's awesome. It's so good. It's so well done. And anything with who's Jon Favreau's other guy that's helping him? Dave
Filoni.
Dude, I just want to champion those guys, because they really did. Like, even though we all love The Last Jedi, but when the fans kind of went toxic on that, I feel like these guys are really bringing it back. Like, I think because universally, I don't see a lot of hate on Obi-Wan from what I'm seeing. No. So it's kind of cool just to be a fan again and not have to worry about all the BS. So
true. Zach, what is your thoughts on the show?
I haven't seen the third episode yet, so
that's fine.
So I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I love it. Right, I'm a big TV fan because I feel like you can get more detail. You can get more details out of a story, and you don't and it can set up things. And I love how they're like integrating the TV shows with the movies, because you can build characters a little bit more and do more with them in films.
True.
And so it can give them a backstory, and so I'm really excited to see where they take this and how they push it to the future. I mean, it has me super excited for Star Wars again, and it's been a while.
And what's your thoughts on it? What do you think is attributing to it being the biggest opening for Disney Plus, or the biggest premiere?
I think bringing back Ewan McGregor and Christian, what's his last name?
Hayden Christensen, yeah.
Hayden Christensen, yeah. I think bringing him back and having him, full-fledged Darth Vader, I think that has a lot of people excited. And I mean, just where they've progressed technologically with how they film things, with how much they progress CGI, and I'm sure the technical term, but that screen that they can kind of turn and make it the scenery. There you go. And it brings it to a whole other level. It's like, for being a TV show, it's very cinematic. It's very, you get that movie vibe from it.
True. And Jackson, what's your thoughts on the show and its premiere?
Oh man. I love it. I've been freaking out all week. I've seen episode 3, but I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Because I don't want you to, when Obi-Wan died, I
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
No, but I loved all 3 episodes. It's been incredible so far for me. Just out of all the Star Wars shows, I mean, I love The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. I'm loving this. I think because as kids that grew up with the prequels, I think it's just kind of, which I also think is why it's doing so well, is because kids who watch the prequels are grown up now and kind of have more of a reverence for that. But it's just so neat seeing Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan and this story that they're telling. I love it. I love, I'm not going to spoil anything. There's a child actor in it that I love that's doing a great job. All the villains that have been on the show. I love all the performances. Speaking of which, racism belongs nowhere in the Star Wars universe, and if you're like that, then you need to get out of it. I am so stoked on all of it. Deborah Chow is doing an incredible job. I can't say enough great things about it, honestly. I've been freaking out all week, but Obi-Wan has been amazing, and I'm stoked that it's the highest performing show on Disney Plus. That's really cool for it to be a Star Wars show, especially right now. Whenever I would have thought a Marvel show would be like the highest one, but not because Marvel and Star Wars are. Marvel seems more universal right now. I think it's more popular, but it's cool that a Star Wars show is doing so well, especially one like this that deserves to do so well.
And it's got to be slightly curiosity too from people, and I mean I guess that's for all these, but I guess there has to be like a huge like excitement, but also like, well, what's this show gonna be anyway? And will Darth Vader show up in episode 1? I'm not sure if he does show up in episode 1. Maybe he does. Maybe a glimpse of him. But I had a question for you guys, and I know this happens in. Wow, hopefully it doesn't spoil anything. I mean, it's in the friggin' trailer. But how is Hayden Christensen? Is he just in the suit? Because I know his voice is not being used. So how? I know he's in like all the press interviews and stuff with Ewan. I'm like, he's not. It's not his voice. It seems so strange that he's because it's just him in the suit, right? So.
He's in the suit. He's in the suit, and they find creative ways to use him.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Another one thing I really liked about Obi-Wan was Uncle Ben. Like, it's really cool to see his character because we see him at the end of Revenge of the Sith, then we see him in A New Hope. And like getting Joel Edgerton to come back and actually giving him something to do. And I just love that actor. And I also think he's an amazing director. I wish he would do more. Yeah. But it's just really cool. Like that's something I didn't know I wanted again. And they gave it to us. I was like, oh, wow, a real character now. And not to say he wasn't before, but it's really cool to see him even come back and take this role on. I didn't think he was going to be, we discussed this at work, but I didn't really think he was going to be that. I was like, they got Joel Edgerton to come back. And then when I saw, I was like, oh, they got him to come back for a reason. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen The Gift by Joel Edgerton. That's
great. Gosh. Such a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I haven't seen Ozark, but I think that's from not seeing Ozark. I think that's Jason Bateman's like best performance I've seen him in.
Yeah,
but I don't know if Ozark is better than that, but he's so good in that movie. And so his turn in it, like from like, oh, this guy's the coolest guy on the planet to like, this is the worst person on the planet is so crazy. Yeah. Like when he shows up at Joel Edgerton's house to like confront him, you're like, who's that dude? You know what I'm saying? It's so shocking, but such a good movie.
I know.
Joel Edgerton, he did direct that, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
and wrote it.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. Like, I wanted to do it. I thought he was going to be like the next big director because of that, and I don't think he's really done much since then. Hopefully, he'll do something else.
I think he wrote that one with Chalamet for Netflix. I think he wrote that film. That
he did.
The Knights, or whatever. I forgot the name of it, but it's about Knights. The King.
He wrote The King.
Yeah, he wrote that.
I loved that film. Yeah. Okay.
Did you?
All right.
I started and stopped it. I was, what I watched it for? It's because for Robert Pattinson, news of him getting cast, I wanted to see another performance from him, and I just got a little taste, and I was like, "We good." And I left.
Yeah, he was really good in it.
Yeah, and Anyways, I was about to go into a spiral of Rob Pat love. I was about to be like, hey, did you guys see him in the Devil All the Time?
Go down that spiral with you.
He's so good in The Devil All the Time. He's so good in that movie. So like,
dude, Good Time. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Did you
welcome back to the Rob Pattinson podcast.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rob Pattinson Appreciation Podcast. On this episode, we're talking about The Devil All the Time. He's so good in that movie. Anyways,
we stand Rob.
Does anyone have any last words about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Do you have predictions on where the show is going to end up? I mean, I guess we all kind of know where it's going to end up because of A New Hope kind of is going to land in the back half of this. I guess Ewan McGregor is going to get white hair by the end for some reason. And,
I will say I'm a huge fan of the animated Star Wars show Rebels. It's one of those things that I think deserves a larger following, and a lot of the characters from that show are showing up in live action for the first time in this show. So as a Rebels fan, I'm very excited.
I will say this. I put on the first episode of Rebels for my daughter, and she loved it. And I actually enjoyed it too. So
Dude,
I think we're
I can
gonna watch
echo that. Me and Bane really, me and my kid Bane, we actually kind of bonded over Rebels. It was something that was accessible to him, accessible to me. And it was at a time, like, it was during COVID and stuff like that, where we were just locked in. And I was like, I don't know, man, it's Star Wars. You want to watch it? We actually really bonded over it. So, yeah, no, I love the whole Rebels connection.
It's kind of
That's awesome.
It's crazy that we grew up on the prequels. That's like when we were, we grew up on Star Wars, the first ones, but the movies came out in theaters when those prequels did. It's crazy that I've shown my daughter The Force Awakens and she's enjoyed those movies, and I'm like, I wonder if she would even like the older Star Wars. I think her movies are going to be Rey, Finn. She calls me like Kylo Ren like every day. Kylo Ren, we need to fight. Calls my wife Finn. She's like, Finn's running up like, she's somehow Finn. I don't know, but it's crazy. It's cute. But it's cool to see this
This
generation.
is going to be their Star Wars.
It's their
for
Star
better
Wars.
or for worse. That's going to be their Star Wars.
She knows Baby Yoda. She doesn't know Yoda. She knows Baby Yoda. She knows the Mandalorian. She knows these characters. These are her Star Wars films, which is like, I probably should get into them, but maybe I'll just wait and watch Obi-Wan with her when she gets a little older and let her be like, what the heck is this? It's about these older, I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to this next topic, our bigger discussion for today's episode, which is Todd Phillips reportedly has been talking to DC about talking to Warner Brothers about helping DC with their film division, which is crazy that that discussion even went down. What do you guys think about Todd Phillips possibly taking a Kevin Feige type role in DC? Let's start with you, Zach.
So, is he taking the like a Kevin? I thought it was just like an advisor to.
Yeah, I think so. But what would you think about him taking a seat like that, even on?
I mean, I loved the Joker. I mean, I thought he did an amazing job with it. Do I want to see the entire universe like that? Probably not. But it really just depends on the projects that he picks to work on and kind of the direction that he sees it going. Because when you think of DC, it's kind of this bigger thing. I mean, how do you bring Superman into a Joker type film? How do you bring those kind of bigger, more extravagant characters into something like that? So I'd be very interested. I'm not gonna say I'm not like for that, but at the same time, maybe just advise on a couple things and see where it goes from there.
But if he's advising just in a purely filmmaker standing, not like, all of our movies are going to shift into a direction of Joker, but like, I'm advising these films on helping these filmmakers streamline a vision instead of having chaos in the company. Yeah. I think that's what he's being advising, is just filmmaking as a whole, not like we're shifting everything towards a Joker type world. I think that's what is the advisor role would be. So what do you think about something like that?
Hey, give him a shot. I mean, what's the worst thing can happen? I mean, DC,
give the guy a shot.
Give the guy a shot. I mean,
DC's already kind of all over the place. So if he can help kind of get a direction going.
Yeah, I mean, let's look what he's done. He's got an Oscar for his film, for Joaquin. He got a Best Picture nomination. He had $1 billion movie off a $60 million film. This dude is clearly numbers good, and making high caliber movies. So I think it's a win-win. Personally, for me, what do you think, Brandon?
Man, I think Todd Phillips is an amazing director. Like, even going back with what he first started with, he did a documentary where he followed that punk guy around, G.G. Allen.
Yeah.
and it's incredible. And then people, I know he gets kind of like, oh, the Hangover guy. Dude, the first Hangover movie is very well shot, very well directed. The
So good.
sequels, yeah, they suffer from being sequels, but I'm excited like for him to guide this. Like I think the guy has style. He knows what he's doing. I liked Joker. I didn't love it. Like I thought it was a really good movie. I don't ever want to see it again. It was one of those where it's like, oh, this is heartbreaking. Like especially when you find out it's all in his head with him and the romantic lead. Like it broke my heart in the theater. I was just like, oh no. Like so like what he can do with storytelling and the eye he has for direction, and I think he could knock this out of the park. Like, and I think he's a really interesting choice to kind of influence this. So yeah, I'm super excited.
What do you think, Jackson?
No, I think same. You know, I love Joker. I thought it was a great film. Joaquin was amazing in it. I thought the direction was really great in it as well. I'm interested to see what he could do in that role as advisor. I know that we're all Matt Reeves stans. I would almost kind of rather it be Matt Reeves just because I love Matt Reeves. He does golden. But
he also appreciates comic books more than Todd Phillips has suggested. He doesn't read them or care about them.
Yeah.
So somebody heading this division, I would like them to skew more in a comic book loving way, like a Matt Reeves. But anyways, keep going, Jack.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But you know, at the same time, it makes sense for DC. Joker was a huge financial success. I mean, it won Oscars. It's arguably the most well-respected movie that they put. Well, not arguably, I'd say it is the most well-respected DC movie that they put out. I just
Other
love
than
Batman,
the Dark Knight,
but,
I guess.
Yeah, other than the Dark Knight, but yeah, that's old. You know?
That's old news, brother. You're talking about this new. Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
We're old now. But you know, Todd Phillips, he is a very interesting choice, and I think he could do something really interesting in that role. I think he would be good at advising the people that are making these films. I don't know. It's kind of a wild card for me, just because he's kind of out of left field. Not. I understand why they picked him. It's just it's an interesting choice given the directors that they could have chose from. Of course, everyone has their own obligations and things that they need to get done, but I'm excited to see what he does for sure. I'm open to what he's if he takes the role. If he takes the opportunity, I'm interested to see what he has to give, and I am open-minded about it. I'd like to see what he can do.
Yeah, me too. I think he's super talented guy, but my fears lie in what I already stated about his. Maybe that doesn't matter too much when it comes to doing this sort of thing, but as we all know, Kevin Feige is first a comic book fan and then a filmmaker, and I would like somebody who's going to be, you know what? Because I think they've done, at least for DC, they had Jeff Johns in there who was comic book only, did not know anything about film, and he did clearly a horrible job if he was advising anybody where this company was going the past couple years. So we have a guy who's strictly filmmaking, which is great news, but where does that leave? Is it going to be some weird, like, odd choices that we're going to see? But we have Discovery now overseeing this. They're going to cut anyone who's not working. And and I think they're creative, who are friendly towards creative people, but also looking to make some money. So if they're going to have Todd Phillips in there and things are not going towards the path of filmmakers being respected and these films being respected and the fans being respected and these films making money, he's just going to get cut out of the equation. Maybe he's just in there just to give some notes on, like, a story. You know, they have like a note cards on a wall, and he's just going to go in there and be like, no, maybe you should move this film to the, maybe that's all he's doing. doesn't have a huge role in this company, but it's fascinating that he even had this discussion. He clearly sees that it's very fragmented and broken over there at that company. So it's interesting. He's like wants to hop in there. But I just looked up what he's produced, and he hasn't done much producing. So it was kind of like he's only produced his own movies, other than A Star Is Born. So it's kind of interesting to see that he wanted to even tackle this project. So,
Yeah.
anyways, crazy.
With the Discovery merger too. I mean, if you guys watching at home haven't heard the craziest story ever, Discovery bought Warner Brothers.
Discovery, yes, Discovery, the ones who own
Discovery.
Food Network.
Yeah. But honestly, they've been making some pretty radical decisions. They've been canceling a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
And they want to, from what I've heard,
trim the fat.
Yeah, they're trimming the fat,
which is good.
And they want to put more of an emphasis on the superhero aspect of WB. So I think if they're putting their faith in Todd Phillips, then it's probably because they see something good out of it.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I'm curious at who took the meeting. Was Todd the guy who put out the call to be like, hey, I would love to help, or did they call him, or who did what in this role? Like,
Matt Reeves not available.
Yeah. Was he like around the office one day? Was like, hey, I'm working on Joker 2. You need me to step in the like? What was the whole like? What happened? Like, how did he even get in that room to have this conversation? I don't know.
By the way, if they make that movie,
he made him $1 billion, so
yeah, they're probably gonna make him. They're probably gonna make it.
I just
I
wonder
bet
if he was
that
around
gets you
the
at
office.
least a meeting.
I
think if you make some money like that, you get at least a meeting.
Well, this is my thought, is that Discovery, the guy who's running it, what is his name, Zaslav or something like that. I think he's calling up everyone to help right the ship right now. He's called up Alan Horn. Is it Alan Horn? The guy who's
Alan Horn.
Alan Horn is being brought in to help advise Todd Phillips. These people who know how to make movies and know how to make money with movies. I think these people are getting brought together instead of like, remember they wanted Zack Snyder to be the Kevin Feige. It's just not good for people like, I don't know, maybe he could have been a good choice too, because he is a comic book guy, but I think a Todd Phillips with the Alan Horn, maybe that's a good combo. I don't know. It's wild to think about. I'm excited for what Discovery's going to do over there. What do you guys think about Discovery and just in general taking over?
I'm excited for Hell's Kitchen Superhero Edition, Batman. With Gordon Ramsay coming in, yelling at him.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives with friggin' Batman. He's like, "Hey, what's up? We're here in Gotham City at my favorite spot, the Iceberg Lounge. Let's go." And zooms in on the Iceberg Lounge.
Have you had the burger? But no, I think it's exciting. I think it's super exciting that Discovery came in and they obviously see potential, and because I'm not one of those people that is like, Marvel over DC. Bring me all the superheroes. Bring them all in.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you can get people in there that come in and they're like, all right, we need a direction. Right. We can't just be doing all of this. Like, I'm glad. I think I read something that they're keeping Henry Cavill as Superman. They're going to bring him back. They're going to focus on him, which I'm super excited for. Right. I think that he was an amazing Superman. And so getting people in there that get one direction and, bring it on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I agree.
I didn't know that. So they are keeping Henry Cavill as Superman?
That's been the reports of this week, is that Discovery.
Because to me, Superman is white bread, and he actually made Superman cool. Like, I really like Henry Cavill. Like, that's really cool if they do keep him, because I thought he was one of the best parts of the Snyderverse.
What I've loved about what's happened is that the coming around to Henry Cavill's like Superman, because initially with Man of Steel, I think a ton of hate came towards the dude, and then he's brought everyone on board with his portrayal of Superman. Everyone's like cheering for him to continue to play him. I think he's, we probably all agree that he's just the best Superman.
Well, I mean,
He just seems like a cool dude in general.
It's
He's
really
a weird
hard.
looking top tip, but yeah.
It's really hard to really bring Superman down to a personal level, because Superman's such a, he's, you think of Superman and you put him on this pedestal, so it's really hard to kind of bring him down. I think Henry Cavill, and like, I loved Man of Steel. It was one of my favorite Superman movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's the best Superman movie that's been made.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
It was very grounded, and so it helped you build a appreciation for Superman in a way that I don't feel any kind of, like, even in the animated stuff, you build an appreciation for him.
Yeah, and you really build this appreciation for IHOP through the film. Like, this is very wonderful IHOP that I was.
And Michael
Yeah,
Shannon.
the third act has some problems, but Henry Cavill's still great.
Yeah, I think coming out of that movie, I was Man of Steel coming out going, man, the third act is trash in my opinion. I think it's too much. It's too Michael Bay feeling. But the beginning of the movie is so good. It's like kind of, maybe Christopher Nolan was there
That
like more
score,
than usual.
man. That score
score's
for
wonderful.
Man of Steel, like, so good.
I just can't stand
And
Sky.
Russell Crowe. People forget Russell Crowe is his father. I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I love both of his fathers in it. They, I love that they went down the road of two fathers.
I cried.
And Diane Lane, who played his mom. I thought it was just, the movie was casted perfectly. But I will echo Adam. The third act has some problems where you're just like, okay, I guess this is where we're going with this. But I still think it's the best Superman movie that's been released.
It doesn't matter what movie it is. Anytime there's buildings getting destroyed, I just cringe so hard because I'm thinking about all the cleanup that people are gonna have to do, insurance stuff. I'm like, so much insurance involved. Like, it's just, I don't know why my brain goes there, but every time I see like Superman crashing through a building or a transformer breaking, I'm just like, why? Go to somewhere else.
You think of the mess, I think of all the people that were murdered. Man, all the people that building are dead.
And then you see the swift change that Zack Snyder does in Batman vs Superman. And there's that line that he's like, that area has no people after 6 or whatever. It's like, everyone goes home after 6 p.m. there. Thanks, Alfred.
Luckily, there wasn't anyone there.
like looking right down the barrel of the lens, Batman's like, luckily no one was there as I destroyed half the block. And you're like, thanks, Batman.
20 blocks of the city were completely abandoned. It was all good.
It was all good.
He's like, it's like his middle finger to the audience for sure for getting meta.
I do love Michael Shannon in that film, by the way. I think he plays a good bad guy for sure.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
If
you want to get someone creepy, get Michael Shannon. He's just, man, he's intimidating.
Yeah, he's also not like that bad at the beginning. He just wants to find him. Remember, like at the beginning, he's just like, I want to find him, and then eventually he just gets annoyed. But like he's pretty nice. He's pretty nice at the beginning. He's like, especially when he's on the planet, and he's like kind of like they just have different viewpoints. Like with Superman's father, they have just different viewpoints of what they're wanting from they're like, I forgot what it is. I forget what their different viewpoints are, but like whatever. Anyways, good movie. I'm excited for Henry Cavill. I'm excited for Discovery, taking on this company. I'm interested in Todd Phillips. I think we all are interested in this take. So anyways, let's run to our last topic here, which is a weird one. It's just a discussion. Last week I listened to a ton of movie podcasts, and I stumbled across one that was just so annoying. It's something that has been super annoying over the past, my entire time I've been a filmmaker and a film fan. It's just this film snob part of film and film loving, and it's these people who think you are less than just because you don't watch the latest foreign film that came out or whatever. So I wanted to have a discussion with our guys about these type people, and I'm not really sure how to kick it off, but I'm going to throw it over to Brandon because he seems like he could have a great kickoff for this conversation.
Oh man, well, again, I work at a record store, but we also deal with DVDs and movies. And if you know me, if you talk to me for 5 minutes, we're gonna end up talking about movies. And I used to consider myself kind of a film snob. I changed it though. Like, I'm a film fan. there's just certain people like to me, a film snob is someone like Adams. When you went and saw Batman v Superman, you had that guy just sigh at every little, like, or they just have an opinion and it's always negative, and it's like, oh well, you like this movie but you haven't seen these movies that were inspired by these movies. It's
Yeah.
like, no man, I just want to watch movies. And even if like, I don't really spread negativity like with when it comes to movies. If I don't like something, I don't talk about it. I don't tell everyone, oh, this is the worst thing in the world, blah, blah, blah. Because when I see those credits, I'm like, well, at least people got paid. That's awesome. Like, I'll take that positivity. Like, you know, or you know what? Because I'm jealous and I'm petty sometimes. And I'm like, man, that guy gets to direct this movie and he got this budget. And I don't like going down that hole. But
Yeah.
I just feel like you don't like, there are classics that I'm never going to see. There are the French New Wave movement. I tried to get into it. I like Wes Anderson. So, and I know he's inspired by all that. I was bored. But then there's people that you say that to, they're like, how dare you? It's a work of art. It's like, but it wasn't for me, man. Like,
Yeah.
and that's where I land on it. Like, so I'm pretty sure some people watching this probably think we're technically film snobs. Dude,
Maybe.
I'm just a film fan. I love movies. Like,
Yeah,
it's what I think about when I first wake up. It's what I'm thinking about before I go to bed. It's usually what I'm watching while I go to bed. So that's my point. Like, I just hate people that think, oh, you have to watch these. No, watch what's fun to you. Adam, you said something not too long ago, and I've told you this a million times. We're getting older, so time is of the essence. So I don't want to waste time on stuff that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to see movies that I want to see. I don't want to, I'm not 20 anymore, still learning, like, you know, what filmmaking is. But that said, I still go back and watch some of the classics. I still go back. I've seen, you know, it's just one of those things, man. Like, I just feel like you shouldn't be forced to have to like something.
Yeah. I think that what annoys me the most, especially getting into Marvel and DC and all these, you know, genre films, has been this thing that it kind of overtakes what I used to do, which was see every movie in the theaters. When I first started getting into film, I would go see every film and, you know, try to rent or buy every DVD I could to watch. And then eventually you know, especially with having a kid, I could only watch certain things. And so my focus had to get more, you know, like, because I only like watching movies in theaters, really. Like, I've recently started enjoying watching films at home, but I really like going to theaters. And usually where I'm spending my money is on the next Marvel movie or the next DC thing. And I think where I started feeling weird about it was that I felt like there was some judgment on me from film people. It's like, oh, you didn't see Parasite? And I'm like, nah, homie, I live in freaking Greenville. I don't get Parasite here. And, oh, you went and watched Joker instead of Parasite? And I'm like, yeah, bro, because that's what I was interested in seeing. Like, I shouldn't, and I'll catch Parasite when I catch it.
But we also need to stop this thing where people Marvel movies are movies. I don't care what Scorsese says, and I love Scorsese, but they are movies. Like,
I agree.
It's just, if they're not for you, they're not for you. Like,
yeah, you shouldn't feel bad for what. Say if you only liked Marvel movies. I'm not saying that's not the only thing I like. I like other stuff. But if that was your thing, that's okay. You can only like Marvel movies, and maybe that's the only kind of cinema you enjoy. Hey, it's a gateway drug for other movies. Guaranteed for kids who are only 9 years old, only play Fortnite, and only go out to see the next Marvel film. That's a gateway drug for other cinema for them to enjoy eventually over time. I mean, I think any way into the cinema is good for me because I'm all about business for the movies. And right now, superhero movies are the business. So what is your thoughts on film snobs, Jackson?
I'm one of those guys that I just, any movie that I see that brings me joy, I enjoy. You know, I think there's a difference between watching a movie and it's just not your thing, and not watching a film, or watching a film with a colored lens over your eyes because, like, oh, you know, this isn't cinema. You know,
this isn't a cinema film.
Not cinema.
You're starting to sound like a film snob.
Yeah. And like, for instance, there's a movie that I like a lot that has terrible reviews called A Cure for Wellness with Dane DeHaan. It's
great movie. Great movie, dude.
No, I love that movie. And people tend to not like that movie, but that's the thing is film is subjective. And it's important for all movies to be taken seriously because anything put to film is a movie. Over a certain time length, technically. Right. And I think there's a lot of validity to judging things by cinematography, score. I think it's important for us to acknowledge whenever things are great, for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think it means that anything other than that is lesser. Comparing a Denis Villeneuve film to a romantic comedy from the 2000s, it's completely different things, but they're both film, and there's no reason to denounce one or the other. To me, whenever I see a movie, no matter what it is, I love Legally Blonde. I watch Legally Blonde. I love it. It's a great film.
Miss Congeniality is way better.
Yeah. That's also a great film. I don't get this obsession with hating things or being overly critical of things, and it's such especially now, in certain fandoms and certain groups, it seems like it's so much cooler to hate things than to like them, and people are nitpicking things to death just to find a reason to not like them, and I don't understand it. I want to watch things and enjoy them, and I always go in with an open mind with, I want to enjoy this. And I just feel like there's such a focus on hating things right now. Nothing is cool, nothing is good, and there's always some reason. No
one ever sets out to make a bad movie.
Exactly.
Even with M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one sets out, no one's like, oh, I'm going to make this movie bad. So I always try to go in with a movie from them, like, are they trying? Are they trying here?
I also think that hate is more monetizable, and that doesn't mean you need to chase it. Just because people enjoy to band together to hate something, I hate that. Why can't you band together to enjoy something together? I feel like that's less monetizable. Doesn't it seem like that to you guys? It seems like anytime there's like a Honest Trailers or there's a CinemaSins or these type things, they seem to be the most popular thing. And when it's something that's more positive, it seems to be less popular. No matter what, genre or anything. You have whatever, music or whatever, people dogpile on Nickelback or Creed, and it's more fun than to praise other stuff. I don't know why that is, but Nickelback sucks.
I like Nickelback, okay? I'm on Nickelback.
You're off this podcast right now. So, Zach, tell me your thoughts on the film snob topic.
You can only like what I like, okay? You can only watch movies that I watch. No, I am probably the least snob when it comes to that because, and this might be a little controversial, I love the Power Ranger movie, the live action Power Ranger movie. I absolutely love that movie just because, like, whenever they got the Megazords together and like the theme song came on, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, it was amazing. It was so good. And I mean, a lot of people, I had so many people talk crap about it. And I'm like these guys, I'm like, hey, you watch what you want to watch. If you like something, you like something. If you don't, you don't. Hey, it's not my job. I'm not going to hate you for liking something that I don't like. I mean, if you ask for my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion, but it's people. I feel like people like to sound smart about when they're talking about things and talking about, hating on things. They want to sound like they know what they're talking about. Yeah. When the majority of it, if the people that keep their opinions to themselves, seem to know a little bit more, and they're like, I appreciate all movies, for the art that they try to bring. No matter if I like the storyline, no matter if I appreciate, like, I'm not a big anime fan, but if I can appreciate the art that is put into every single
frame.
I don't know, every single frame that comes in, right? I'm trying to write a comic book right now, and so I appreciate seeing what other people's what other people have done before me, and even if I don't necessarily like the story. And so it's like Jackson was saying, it's pure speculation. It's subjective to what you like, and so it should stay that way.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Film snobbery, I don't think will ever go away. I think people will snob at anything. They'll snob at music, food, blah, blah, blah. But I'm cool with McDonald's, and I'm cool with the steakhouse. They're all good. It's
Either
all
way.
fine. It's all fine.
It's all great, man.
They all serve their purpose. Transformers serves its purpose. Fast and Furious, and also Parasite. They all live under the same umbrella of film, and it all can be enjoyed. And I'm assuming more people are going to enjoy the Fast and Furious over the Parasite. But that's just how it goes. So I think there's a lot to be said about taste and general audience taste and more refined taste. Yeah, there's stuff to be said about that, but it's all just fun. It's film. Chill out, people. Don't be such a
If you don't like the movie, don't watch it.
That's true. And don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it.
I don't know if any of y'all are like I am, but I'm such a movie fan. I can watch a trailer and I can tell you if I'm going to be into that movie. Usually I'm not really let down. Like, trailers are so good now, and they probably give you the whole movie, but who cares? They got to get you in the seats. But I usually, like, the Tom Hardy Venom movie. I saw that trailer. I was like, I don't think it was the movie that taught me a lesson. It was the movie that taught me a lesson where I was like, I don't think I'm going to be into this movie, but it's Tom Hardy. And I went and saw it. I wasn't into the movie. It just wasn't into it. And but like, it was one of those, like, I'm pretty good at seeing something where I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to be really into this. Like, I think this is going to be something cool. Like, I love the Fast and Furious movies. I love how dumb and stupid they are. And I know that. Like, I get my giant bucket of popcorn and shove my face, and I'm going to watch a car go into space. Yes, that's for me. I also understand that's not for other people. I get it. Like, so.
Yeah, I agree. Did you guys see the trailer for Beast with Idris Elba?
I haven't seen it yet. I
haven't.
So speaking on what Brandon was saying, you saw a trailer and I was immediately like, I'm not gonna like that. So I knew my taste. I know my taste. I'm not gonna, but I didn't like write a comment to shit on the movie. Like, that's what I think. Like,
no, exactly. If it's not for you,
I
it's not for
jump
you,
on
like
Twitter
Jack said.
and there's like everyone shitting on it. Like, oh my god, just everyone just like, look what, like, what a waste of talent and blah blah blah. I'm just like, guys, you haven't even seen it. Yes, me personally, that doesn't look like I'm gonna enjoy that. But you don't have to go in there and just like, what if the filmmaker, the writer to his first movie, hops onto Twitter, clicks on Rotten Tomatoes, as the trailer, Rotten Tomatoes posted it or whatever, they scroll underneath it, and everyone's just shitting on your first movie. Like, that's not cool. Like, that would suck. Like, you super excited about this movie that he had put all this energy and time into it, but and everyone's just shitting on it. Like, that would suck. Like, I don't know. Everyone chill.
Unless you're Morbius.
Yeah.
It's Morbin time, baby. It's Morbin time.
Okay, I think there's a huge difference when it comes to studio stuff. Then I get kind of mad.
Adam, I gotta bounce, buddy.
All right, man. We're gonna close out the show.
Later. Love you guys.
Have a good one. Quick. All right. It's gonna screw up the cameras. All right, sorry. Yeah. I'm just gonna say we're gonna close out the show. So if you guys like what you're seeing here, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up and a comment below and let us know what kind of topics you would like to see. More video games, more streaming, more TV shows. Just let us know. So, Jackson, hopefully your camera's not messed up. I bet it will be. But if you want to give a shout out to your socials, you can do that now.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram as Jackson's Evil Twin. I'm in a band called Low Lives. if you guys want to check us out. My old band, Here Lies the Heroes, putting out a music video soon that my good friend Adam Paul Stone directed. So
who's that?
if you want to check that out. But yeah, absolutely. Check us out if you want. If not, it's all cool. I still love you.
Nice. Zach?
I'm Zach Avenue on Instagram. I'm in a band called Avenue. If you want to check us out. And yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also shooting two music videos for them very soon.
Yes.
So check those out.
Yes, he is.
So
Aaron Paul Stone.
Aaron Paul. And yeah. And if you guys want to check me out, I'm at Adam Paul Stone on everything. Brandon, if you want to check him out, he's at Brandon Aaron Bonnette, and you can go hang out with him at Ralph's Records. He works, I think, not Sundays, so you could go hang out, get some movie.
If you're wanting to stalk Brandon, go there. If you want to stalk
Brandon, you can go in there every day at between 9 and whatever. Anyways, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching this week, and thanks to these three guys for hanging out with me today and talking movie stuff. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Bye.
I wasn't